Okay, I need y'all to stay with me on this one because this painting, it's inspired by the Tacky JCPenney photo shoots and also the aesthetic of the Napoleon Dynamite movie. And somehow it works. I started this back in December 2024. I left it alone for a little bit and then I came back in January 2025 and finished it. And I'm not even gonna lie, the color palette shocked me in the best way. So today we're painting, we're talking creative risk, and we're leaning fully into funky, cool, slightly awkward art. Let's get into it. So this painting is actually connected to a new coloring book I'm currently editing. And if you know me, you know I love storytelling through my coloring books. This piece was inspired by those old, slightly cringy, overly exposed JCPenney awkward photo shoots. You know, the ones with the laser backgrounds, awkward hands, and way too much denim. But there's something about that that's nostalgic and kind of iconic. And mix that with the soft, offbeat Napoleon Dynamite aesthetic, chef's kiss. It's awkward, it's charming, it's bold, and it's oddly beautiful. And that's what I wanted this piece to feel like. So, when I started this painting back in December 2024, I wasn't really fully sure of where I was going with it. I just knew I wanted funky color, I wanted bold, I wanted slightly tacky, but elevated. And when I tell you, this palette came together so unexpectedly. We got warm tones, we got unexpected pops, we got layering, blending, a little chaos, and it feels intentional. And that's my favorite kind of art. When it looks effortless, but there's actually thought behind every layer. Right now, I'm just finishing out my sketch on my piece. This was an old canvas that I used and I painted over it with yellow, but I'm not going to be using the yellow color as the base color. So I'm just finishing up the drawing and then I'll go ahead and start painting over it. I love when colors that technically shouldn't work together end up working beautifully. If you need my loving, call me and I'll step on you. And we can talk all night long. If you want this loving, then call me and I'll drive to you. And we can touch all night long. Just call me and I'll come through. Just call me and I'll come through. Just call me and I'll come I was chasing shadows, moving too fast. Didn't see the way our love couldn't last. Now I'm stuck replaying what I put you through. Every night I'm haunted by the thought of you. If you need my loving, my loving, my loving, my loving. If you want this loving, this loving. This painting is also special because I haven't painted like this in a while. Most of you know me from my coloring books and illustration, but painting feels so raw. It feels vulnerable. And I actually started this piece in December 2024 during a period where I was trying to creatively stretch myself. Then I put it down, and that has always been something that made me feel like I failed a piece. But coming back to it in January with fresh eyes, that was growth. Sometimes art just needs breathing room. If you're into art that's a little nostalgic, a little funky, and a little unconventional, you're in the right place. I'm currently building out this new coloring book, sharing the process of it and everything, and experimenting with more paint and mixed media this year. So if that sounds like your vibe, go ahead and subscribe so you can grow with me. Also, can we talk about this entire coloring book concept and how it feels like it can exist in a Napoleon Dynamite movie? Like, I could absolutely see this character standing next to Pedro at a school dance. There's something so unintentionally iconic about this aesthetic. It's not polished, it's not trendy, it's not hyper glam, but it has personality. And I think what I'm leaning into more as an artist in 2026 is less perfection and more personality. Because honestly, perfect art is kind of overrated. And yes, it kind of gives me an excuse not to be like a technical artist, but let's just be honest. I'm a self-taught artist and I don't know all the technicalities of art, but I do have a sense of creativity that needs to be seen. And I feel like if I do it that way to where I'm not trying to be a perfectionist and try to learn every technique to its core, I think that the world will be able to see me for who I truly am as an artist. And that's where I'm trying to lean to more in 2026. I recently did a chalk art contest, and that was something that I could not see myself doing a few years back. It was fun playing with these mediums as well, soft pastels and chalks, and I will be posting that process too on my YouTube channel. So, like I said, if you are here for cool, funky vibes, go ahead and make sure you subscribe and hit that like button and also comment what other mediums you'd like me to use on my page. You know what's interesting? We've been trained to see tacky as a negative thing, but tacky is also bold. Tacky is unfiltered. Tacky doesn't ask permission. And when I started designing my coloring book around those awkward JCPenney photo shoots, I realized something. There's actual freedom in this aesthetic. Nobody in those photos were trying to be cool. They were just simply having fun and existing. And that's what feels very aligned with where I'm at in my creative process now. This painting is actually helping me finalize the tone of my entire coloring book. Because when you create line art, you imagine the colors, but when you physically paint a piece from that world, it solidifies the whole vibe. It's like this is the emotional temperature of the book: warm, playful, a little chaotic, very nostalgic, and honestly, that excites me. And if you're curious to know what the actual coloring pages will look like compared to this painted version, don't worry, I'm showing that process very soon. This painting is just the beginning. One thing I love about this channel is that we're building something together. You're not just watching finished art, you're seeing my drafts, my mistakes, my revisions, my reconsiderations, and that feels real. Because that's what being an artist is actually like. I changed my background or my base color to the orange color that you see me laying down, simply because I just didn't want to continue with that yellow color that I had. I think I painted over that canvas maybe about 2 years prior to me actually painting on it. And I used the yellow, but I don't remember what yellow I used. So I just thought it would be smart to just start fresh. Quick tip, if you're painting bold palettes like this, don't mix everything on one palette first. That was the mistake that I made. Sometimes if you just let the colors meet directly on the canvas, it'll keep the vibrancy alive. The thing I'm really proud of in this piece is how I blended colors without losing saturation. That's something I was studying to be more intentional about. Layering without muddying, letting bold colors stay bold, letting awkward be intentional. If you're a painter watching this, don't be afraid of too much. Sometimes too much is the whole point.
If you need my loving, call me and I'll step on through. And we can talk all night long. If you want this loving, then call me and I'll drive to you. And we can touch all night long. Just call me and I'll come through. Just call me and I'll come through. Just call me and I'll come through. Just call me and I'll come through.
I know that eyeballs look a little crazy, but they came out very nice. So just trust the process. Like I said, I am a self-taught artist, so I know the eyeballs look crazy. I am aware, but I do end up fixing it. So yeah, don't judge the eyeballs right now because they do look googly, but they're still cute. One thing I do want to learn is how to make more brown colors with paint. I was able to mix up these two combos to make one girl darker than the other one and one girl lighter to give them two different skin complexions. But I feel like the more I paint and the more I play around with different mediums, I'll be able to figure that out with a little bit of color theory practice along the way. Okay, but here's the thing. This piece also doesn't have a name yet, and I feel like it needs something funky, something nostalgic, something slightly awkward, but iconic. So I need you guys' help. When you look at this painting, what does it feel like? Drop a name in the comments or a suggestion in the comments. The one that hits the most, I might just make it official. And I'm getting towards finishing up this piece, so I'm doing my little dancey dance before I mix some more colors up to try to get things situated with it and everything and get it finalized. This piece reminded me that art doesn't have to be cool to be powerful. Sometimes it can be tacky. Sometimes it can be awkward, just like how I'm dancing in this video. Sometimes it can feel like a 2004 mall photo shoot and still be beautiful. Thank you for painting with me today, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Oh my god. Let me show you what I